I wanted to read a couple comments. It's been a while since we read comments.
Oh, yes, please.
We're not done.
So Michelle said, I absolutely ate this whole episode up until the end, and I just wanted more. So thank you for eating us, Michelle. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Did she? Why does she not decide, hey, here's where I'm no longer going to repeat anything that I did before because it has cost me my career? Her brain. Oh my word. Hello again. Welcome back to the channel Dating According To, where we're analyzing dating according to everything and everyone in society. And today is going to be, well, dating and relationships, we'll say. Today is going to be yet another reaction to the latest podcast, a la Colleen and Erik. And per another person's suggestion, I'm using not YouTube, I'm using YEW Tube, however it works, so that we will not be funding Colleen's pocket, which is a brilliant idea. And also, I don't believe there should be any ads, obviously, which is wonderful because I believe this episode is about an hour long. So if you make it through the whole thing, yet again, you are a saintly human being, but you're also contributing to my watch hours. So thank you for that. But anyway, with no further ado, let's get into the video. And I am learning how to do OBS. So now we have this cool layout. Still working on it. Let me know if you have any suggestions, but I think it's fun. So, okay, let's get going.
Hello, welcome to Relax the Podcast. I'm Colleen Ballinger with my lovely co-host and handsome husband, Carrot Stocklin. And we have
Dada Carrot in the house.
Dada Carrot here. We have a fun episode for you guys, like we always do.
So much to talk about today.
I know. I'm still in my pajamas.
That's okay.
And I bet you anyone watching would be like, those are her pajamas? Doesn't she wear that outfit every day?
Oh, and we must make note of the fact, I'm sure she did not see my video saying, what the heck are those creatures with their uvulas sticking out? I was thinking about this the other day. I think I'm going to call them the uvula twins. Let me know your thoughts. So now, to ensure that we see them, she has placed the uvula twins directly behind her where no one can mistake them for anything other than the creepy twins that they are. I know they're supposed to be Colleen and Erik. That's what they're supposed to be. Anyway.
The only difference is these are pajama pants and normally I'd wear like leggings.
Yeah, I think you're wearing pajama bottoms.
Mm-hmm. And a pajama top, but it's underneath my crew neck sweatshirt so you can't even tell. So
okay.
Gotcha.
I was more paying attention to your...
So another thing that I'm going to comment on very quickly is I would never sit like this, I don't think, the way she sits in the chair in front of an international audience. It just seems not very ladylike and kind of immature, but that's very on brand for Colleen, so.
Chucky from Rugrats socks.
Ah, such a good cartoon.
So would those socks be cool now?
I don't
We
know.
talked about socks last week.
Yes,
I don't know,
you
but you're
did.
not even-
And if you talk about socks again, I will reach through the screen and strangle you.
Wearing socks,
Yeah,
that is wild.
went the opposite. I'm like, well, I just won't wear socks then.
Yeah, that's wild. That is a very bold move.
We do have a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about a crazy sleepwalking incident.
I
that
know.
had
I'm
last
so excited
night.
to talk about
maybe,
this.
But I have some relaxes I want to do first.
Okay,
But I did.
okay.
But it is fresh in our minds because last night I had an insane sleepwalking incident,
Wild.
which is never.
It was crazy.
We
Yeah.
gotta
Do
talk,
tell.
But first, I've been wanting to talk about, as a parent, my relationship with stickers. Now you have things. Colleen Ballinger has things. She has a thing about this. She has a thing about that. And
You know, this is such a mean thing for me to just now realize, but there's probably a lot of guys out there that really like stickers. And I always just envision stickers. I mean, I only recently discovered that adults like stickers at all. There's some very cool, fun ones out there, but I think I always envisioned it being more of like a female kind of thing. But there's probably some guys out there that really like their stickers. So you know what? Good on you, Erik. If you're about to say you like stickers, whatever.
I've always had a thing, a phobia, a diagnosed phobia of stickers.
Diagnosed
just
by
kidding.
myself. I don't know if there's a real thing, but like I'm very.
It's certainly a disorder.
Well, I don't know. I feel like phobias is like you're afraid of, like, oh, I'm afraid of spiders or I'm afraid of heights or whatever. I'm not afraid of stickers. They
What
make
happens to you?
me
Oh, it's her.
nauseous.
There's a nausea feeling.
they make me want to throw up.
For the listener,
That has to be a trauma response, right? Like, something had to have happened related to stickers or the sound of stickers or a sticky substance or some such. Like, is there something I'm missing with the brain that has to be trauma related, right?
if there's any. When we go grocery shopping and I come home with like the fruits and vegetables, you're like, oh, and you look away, and I have to remove all the stickers
You
from
don't
the fruits.
have to. You so sweetly do that
I do
for
though,
me.
so as to make you not
Yeah.
vom.
Yeah, it's not it's not like
Wow.
I'm like, oh, I'm so scared, it's gonna get me. It's more just like there's something about it that really is that's disgusting to me. It's the thinness and the smallness of the sticker, like a puffy sticker. You know, there's like puffy stickers. Those don't bother me as
I
much.
feel like those bother me more.
I don't like them. I don't want
This couple is so poorly matched that they don't even like the same kind of stickers. Oh my word.
them near me. But just a thin, tiny, like the little tiny happy face stickers that like teachers would put on your schoolwork. Those loose, just floating about. If there's like there's one currently, I know exactly where it is in our living room on the floor that I've been
just
walking
avoid
like
that
a
room.
10-foot radius around
Yeah.
that. So, I don't know what it is. I don't like this about myself. It's just I think stickers are
So that's
absolutely
so that's the
disgusting.
baseline.
That is so
That's where we
bizarre.
started. This is me, and this I know this about you before we had kids. I feel like a long time ago you did you were doing YouTube videos and you did like a series about your phobias or something.
So I'm
like
going to
that. One of
pause
them-
real quick. Eric's hair is a little messy in the back, but it looks like he got it cut. I mean, I like the overall style. If it looked a little less windblown, it looks good.
was all about stickers. Fast forward, now we're grown-ups. We have children, and there's something that happens when you have kids, apparently, is that any kind of function or thing or place, people are like, oh, they got kids, let's give them stickers. It's mind-blowing to
awful.
me how often, and I'm not just like you go to the doctor. After the doctor, they're like, here's a sticker. And where do these stickers go? They go on the floor of the car. They go on the kids will then put them on our clothes. Then they're attached to me personally, my body. They go on.
I would love to see Eric get a sticker stuck on him and just see his like deadpan face of like another sticker.
On the floor of our house. You go to the dentist. They're like, here's stickers. You go
Trader Joe's.
We
Here's
were
a
in Trader
sticker.
Joe's. We're waiting in line, and this man, I think he was the manager of the Trader Joe's. Like he was the Hawaiian shirt manager of Trader Joe's. Just came up, was doing nothing but just passing out stickers to children because they have survived an intense parking lot and Trader Joe's shopping experience.
Okay, he's not lying. It must be true for all Trader Joe's forever and ever. The Trader Joe's in my area that I'm closest to is a half hour away, which is not close. And I swear people, I believe, travel from like an hour plus around to make it to that Trader Joe's. So like Sunday afternoon, if you can find a parking spot that like 5 Karens aren't trying to run you over to get to, you are extremely lucky. So it is a traumatic experience and those kids deserve their stickers.
Not only were they giving out stickers, the stickers they gave
Like a roll of
they gave
stickers?
each of our kids like a roll of stickers, and the stickers they gave to Maisie were stickers of little pictures of like peaches and apples and stuff with stickers on the fruit, like which is Miley's favorite type of sticker is a sticker that goes on a fruit, and so it was a sticker of a sticker on fruit. It was like
It
it
was
was
a
an
sticker.
inception of my worst
Yeah.
night.
They did it on purpose to Colleen. They're like, Colleen's coming. Get the worst stickers we have to annoy her with, please.
At
It was
Inception,
like-
you, yeah. Good
was-
good movie reference, love.
It was so
Inception, the movie by
I don't know.
director
I don't know, but the
Christopher
guy
Nolan, starring
he has brown hair, I think.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
How would you reference Inception but not know the movie?
Leonardo DiCaprio's in Inception?
Leonardo.
Leonardo?
Uh-huh.
Wait, what movie am I thinking of?
So, if former comments were correct, which they may well be, I do not know this couple very well. Apparently, when, not Ken, I'm getting everyone's names mixed up. Carrot, when Carrot kind of belittles her, it's probably likely because she's belittled him year over year over year. So he's enjoying belittling her right now, I think. But I mean, I suppose it's not super uncommon in conversations sometimes to be like, seriously, you don't know that? But it kind of annoys me when people are like, fill in the blank. You're smart enough to know this, right? But whatever. And I think you can reference things that are widely known in culture without really knowing much about them, so.
I don't.
What's the one where he wears like the long black coat?
Matrix?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that. Is that not Inception? I thought those were the same thing.
Well, it's just weird. Like, I mean, you were on point. Like that, your Inception reference was, yes, qualified. But you've never seen that movie. And you
maybe,
don't know,
I don't
and you
know. I
don't
don't
know
think so.
anything about that movie.
I feel like
is that just vernacular now?
is
Is that just pop
Inception?
culture?
Isn't Inception a word? It's like a thing within a thing within a thing.
I guess so. I guess that's why they. Well, I guess they.
I don't know. I thought that's what that word
Is it?
meant.
I guess it technically was a pre-existing word. I thought everyone used it in relation to the movie, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I just thought it was a clever title for that movie.
Well, you think they made up a word for the movie?
No, I think that
I'm gonna look.
I just never really thought too much about it.
I think that word has
We're gonna get an answer.
a meaning.
Were you referencing a movie, or were you just referencing the term
I
Inception?
know that there is a movie.
Eric is so confused. You can see the steam like coming out of his ear. His head is about to explode.
It says Inception. Oh, the establishment or starting point. Like she's been on the board since its inception 2 years ago. So that's not what it means. That's interesting.
Inception. Well, yeah, okay.
So I don't know. I guess I know about that movie. I know it's a dream about a dream or something.
It's a dream within a dream. When they talk about Inception in the film, they're talking about a dream within a dream within a dream.
I feel like Inception is similar to Titanic, where like people can get references to it and make jokes about it and understand the joke about like they could both fit on this stupid door. I mean, I think people can know things, especially about movies, maybe songs or whatever, without having seen the movie or heard the song if it gets popular enough. So I'm not shocked that she understands the concept of Inception, just because everyone knows it was like a thing within a thing within a thing, That's just common knowledge, but she doesn't have to know who's in it or whether or not they wore trench coats.
Sure.
So you could implant an idea into someone's memory, but they have like security guards in their memory. It's
Anyway, back to stickers.
it was
Sorry
very
to
complicated.
derail this conversation.
So the other day, I take our child to a swim lesson, and he's getting out of the pool.
You're lying to
And
me.
the swim instructor says, "Okay, you can go grab some stickers."
He's wet.
He's wet. What is it? He's done a swim lesson, and you're like, all right, now you can get we're giving him stickers now, and that's true. And they sent him over to like they have a basket of stickers out next to the pool after swim lessons. Why are we incentivizing? Why are we bribing our children with sticky trash?
I hate.
It's because they're fun. They're fun. Where's your joy in life, Eric? Carrot, Eric?
It's
stickers
sticky.
so much. I hate them.
It's glue trash.
I hate stickers.
And we've somehow commoditized it to
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
be how we reward children with
But you
sticky
know what, love?
trash.
You know what? Our kids love stickers.
They go
And they
nuts
should.
for
They
it.
love stickers.
They're also like, what? The 2 and 5? Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know their ages, but like they're of the age where stickers are exciting. Let them be excited. They'll grow out of it, maybe.
So that's like the.
Did you as a kid?
I don't remember. I think I did. I liked like scrapbooking. I like stickers when they're where they're supposed to be. Like I can
Tell
buy
me.
stickers. Like I used to scrapbook all the time, and
Okay.
I had stickers for every theme of like every location that I went on, like a trip or
Tour.
a holiday or whatever. And I would decorate
Okay.
like each page of the scrapbook with the correct stickers. But like
We're
there's
so different.
there's a place for a sticker.
I'm not even going to comment on that, Eric.
And it is not on my floor or on my clothes. And it is not like, and the
We are
kids,
so different. It's so funny to me. This
I could swear he has been waiting to say this because he knows. And he knows we know. And now we know that he knows that it's an inception of knowledge. And I love that he's openly stating they are so different because they are so different.
Tickles me to know it. Like that you're like, I'm like, what do stickers mean to you as a kid? And you're like, oh, scrapbooking, so that I could make these elaborate scrapbooks. And you had stickers that were themed to your excursions?
Yeah.
Your missions?
Holidays.
Holidays?
Yeah.
Like journaling?
Yeah, I mean,
Is it
no,
scrapbooking?
scrapbooking.
Like, is that, what is scrapbooking?
Scrapbooking is where you like have pictures and you put them in a big book and you like,
What do you do with it?
you look at it for memories.
You look at it.
You don't own any scrapbooks?
No, never made a
You-
scrapbook, don't have any. You look at it?
Are you joking?
Just like your life?
I know your mom has scrapbooks and like
My
photo
mother
albums
does, yeah,
because
but
I
More
she's
of a
never
girl
been
thing.
like, she's never explained this to me either.
I remember there being scrapbooking parties. Like girls would get together, like I mean homeschool girls.
Oh, yeah.
Girls?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is like girls like we'd get together and like we'd scrapbook together.
That
like-
was a thing, I think.
Yeah, I don't
My
know. I
version
love
of this,
scrapbooking.
what stickers mean to me as a kid, is like the stickers that I would put on the bottom of my skateboard.
Yeah.
That's what stickers mean to
Yeah.
me. Or when I was 16 and I got a Volkswagen Fox that was about 50.
The laptop that I'm doing this on was my husband's laptop, and he's got a sticker on the back of that. So guys have cool stickers too, and I'm learning to respect that more and more.
15 years old at the time, I put stickers on it. I put a Sublime sticker.
Like a bumper sticker.
It was like a window decal
A bumper sticker.
on the window, but like a window decal.
Okay.
And it was like Sublime and like Bob Marley. I think I wanted to be like driving around like, hey guys, the person in this car
It's
is
cool.
maybe smoking pot, and you should pull them over. Like it's so silly to me. I think I even tried to tint my own windows, and that didn't go well.
As a teen?
Yeah.
That's
I think I've got a driver's license and got a car, and I was like, oh, you're supposed to do all this stuff to it. I remember the car was red, and so I bought red windshield wipers.
You still do stuff like that with cars. You're like, the whole car has like you like will get different parts of cars to make the car look all like how you like it to look. You like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
but it's
fun.
not-
I think that's awesome. I know literally nothing about cars. I don't even know how they turn on half the time. I have mad respect for anyone and everyone, all the people who are probably like the vast majority of humanity, unlike me, who know how to do things to cars and fix their cars and understand the mechanics. I don't get any of it, so good on you, Eric.
Nothing is insane.
no,
is that-
nothing crazy.
Did you ever have a bumper sticker on your car? Did you ever put a sticker on?
No,
on
I
a
don't like
vehicle?
stickers. I would never put a sticker on my car.
Yeah.
I will not have any bumper stickers on my car. However, I live in South Carolina, and my mom, 1 year right after I moved here, really wanted our Palmetto Moon logo, which is just a palmetto tree with a little moon up in the corner. She wanted a sticker of that to put on her car up in Michigan just to remember me by. And so I found one online, and it came with this little tiny, like, you know, what is the smiley face that we type out where it's the two dots and then the little curve thing? There's just a little additional sticker of that tiny smiley face. So I put that on my car on the back window, and that is the only sticker I have ever had or ever will have. So I think it's cute.
Also, you just made me think of something, which is so funny because you're like, oh, I wanted people to pull me over and be like, oh, maybe this guy's smoking weed or something, which is so funny because we are so different. Our upbringings were so
Well,
different.
how dumb to put a
But-
Bob Marley sticker on the back window of your car?
I literally was pulled over once, and the cop asked me if I was stoned.
What did you
Me.
say?
Me.
No, I was driving with, I was nannying at the time. I was babysitting. I was like 17 or something. And
She sees herself as so innocent. It's like, it's getting to a point where it's sad, really. I think people, when all this first went down with Colleen, people saw her as a very, sorry, my milk got some stuff on it. They see her or saw her, I think, as a very like knowing narcissist and someone who kind of planned out all of her evil things that she did. But the longer I watch her, the more I wonder if there's something not clicking in her brain waves that really just stunted her understanding of her own actions. And it doesn't excuse her at all, but like maybe she's not capable of thinking through things the way the rest of us are, which is really sad given her legacy and just the power she had at one time.
Were
And
you
I had-
high out of your mind, nannying?
certainly not.
Why would you think that?
never. I had 3 kids in the back of my car, the trunk.
Driving high with children.
In the backseat.
At this point,
And I got pulled
Colleen
over for like my registration sticker.
wouldn't be
or
surprised.
whatever, you know, another freaking sticker.
Oh my God, this is Inception. You
And
just
I-
Inceptioned me, dude.
and I-
Registration sticker, you're right,
I
it
know.
is.
And he pulled me over, and I was like, "Hi," and I was so like nice.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I'm gonna be overly sweet because I don't want him to think I'm doing something wrong because I didn't even know I was being pulled over, you know. But in my mind, I'm like, did I like
So you just
break all the
acted like
laws?
bonkers.
So it's
I
like,
would love to know the crazy faces cops get from people who think they're just acting like nice and normal and friendly. I'm sure I'm sure it'd be really funny if there's like a compilation of body cam footage of people being like, "Hello, how are you today? What's wrong?" You know, "I'm totally fine." Yeah.
like, hi, how are you? How is your day going? You know, and he's like, ma'am, have you been smoking marijuana? And I was like, what? No. And he's like, do you have any in your car? I was like, no, I'm babysitting. These are children. I'm with children. No, what? Like, I was like,
That's so weird.
it was so weird. It was like the first question he
She was
asked.
probably just like, "Hello, officer. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. How's your day?"
To me.
Yeah.
As if I had been smoking marijuana. I was like, what? I was like, was I driving weird? He's like, no, your registration stickers, you know, like, it was so
it just your
weird.
behavior?
Maybe because I was just so happy. He's like, why is this girl so happy? Why is she smiling so much?
One time,
Maybe I was crying a little bit. don't
I've
remember.
been asked this question before
If you were high?
by a Massachusetts state trooper. Me and my best friend were driving from Connecticut to Boston, and we got pulled over. And I think we were 19 or 20. We had a case of beer in the car. We were not 21,
Oh boy.
and we just smoked much.
And you were driving? Why?
Well, I mean, I was actually a passenger in the vehicle, but yeah, it's what you would culture. I don't know.
Eric mumbling it doesn't make it any more legal.
That's what you try.
God.
It was a blunt. You know what that is?
A blunt is like, it's like a cigarette, but it's got weed in it.
Cigar.
A cigar, sure. Well, cigars are really big.
Right, but you like cut open a cigar. I mean, I'm not gonna tell
But
people.
cut open a cigar.
Yeah, and you empty out all the tobacco.
That's
Or
what,
you,
Making blunts with Eric. I would love that to be a YouTube video. Please do this, Eric. Not that I'm supporting that, just the irony.
she would, that's how,
yeah.
wait, what?
Or you can
I
get
didn't
like
know that.
Or you can get like a wrap. You can get like a blunt wrap. Not something I would ever do in decade.
No.
In decade.
In decade.
But in any case, we had just finished that, which was like a long, stinky I mean, can you imagine how much this smells? It's a long, stinky process.
I cannot believe I've never smoked weed in my life. I never will. But I have been around a jacket that I'm sure the person smoked a lot of weed, but they also were caretaking for weed plants. And that jacket was like a skunk. Oh my word, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Don't do drugs. And then we got pulled over. And the guy pulls over and he looks at us and he goes, looks at us like and smiled. He smiled big at us. He goes, "What? Why are your guys' eyes so red? Have you been smoking marijuana?" And
They're like,
out of
"No,
my
we've just
best
been
friend, I was
crying."
like, completely confident, without skipping a second, he goes, "None. We're lifeguards. We just got done with the shift." We were like, "So we've been in a pool all day."
Wow, good save.
And I go, "Yeah, lifeguards," you know? Like,
Yay, lifeguards.
and the guy goes, "Oh." And just essentially get out of here, you know, kind of a thing.
Oh my word. I mean, I guess if that's going to be your lifestyle, you better find a believable excuse. At some point, it becomes no longer believable, but I suppose that's probably what a lot of people do. Find a story that makes sense, sort of.
Bought it.
Wow.
And again, like not in the trunk, in the back seat was like a 30-pack of beer.
Oh my God, rebel.
I'm sure that cop had more
stickers.
worries than them.
How did we get here from stickers? I love our conversations.
They're everywhere. I was cleaning up the car. they're
Stickers
all
are
over
our
the car.
conversations.
Yes. There's stickers all over the floor in our house. I just think there is one thing that we bring our children to where at the end, they don't give them stickers, they give them stamps. And
I love it.
And that's like the kid
Ooh.
courtesy is like, hey, here's this very temporary tattoo.
It washes off
stamp.
a bath at night. Like it's like amazing.
Ooh.
It's
It washes off on the
perfect.
drive home as they wipe their boogers with
Yeah.
their hand and it smears across their face.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Little
the
mustache.
stamperoos. The kids love the stamps more than they love stickers. Then there's not stickers all over our house. I just wish everyone would just do the stamps.
So
I do feel like there's, in every kid, and maybe even adults, I feel like there is a little thing of like, ooh, I'm getting a tattoo. Like there's just, when you're younger, I feel like you're kind of, pushing the envelope with the little sticker tattoo stamp things. So yeah, it's fun. But also it's just fun.
if you're listening to this and you are a doctor, I'm sure there's lots of doctors listening, dentists listening, swim instructors.
Music.
Okay, this is going to be a mean comment, but how large do you think your audience is? Have you seen your view count? Granted, I mean, it's by far larger than mine will probably ever be, but have you seen your view count?
Trader
Classes,
Joe's, managers,
classrooms,
music classes. Yes, the
yes,
music class,
any-
exactly.
any
It just seems
class.
like every time we bring our kids anywhere in public, people are just handing them stickers.
It
happened to me in Target. Do they like stickers? Does your kid like stickers? Well, yeah, they like stickers. Please don't give them to them.
I don't like them.
I know, but that's what
I
they
know,
ask.
that's
Do they
what I
like
want to
stickers?
say. I want to be like, yeah, they like them, but I don't like them.
Right.
Like,
They don't care about you.
Maybe
You're the
maybe it's an
mom.
us. Maybe it's a confidence thing with us that we have the power in the situation to say no, thank you.
oh, that'd be so sad. I could not do that to our kids.
Right? Well,
I could
Well,
never.
they don't.
They'd
Say,
be
they don't.
so
It's
sad.
not an aside conversation. You know what I mean? It's not like they bring you aside and like, hey, does your kid like stickers?
Well, also, it seems so
They hold
mean,
up the
like-
stickers in front of your child.
I know, but
you can't say no.
Even if they asked without showing the sticker to the kids, if they just asked us, like, can I give your kid a sticker? Imagine if I was like, no. Like, they would be like, whoa, what's up with that mom's butt?
That mom's butt. But somebody's said no before.
Maybe, but I don't want to
Why
be
does she just always uses such immature, well, the title of the video, my husband tried to pee in my suitcase. I mean, she loves the vernacular that tends toward 12-year-old boy. Explain that psychology to me. I have no idea.
that mom. And my kids don't know. Actually, Flynn knows that I don't like stickers. I had a conversation with him, but the twins obviously don't know. I'm very good at like, I want to support and love whatever they love. But it did get to a point with Flynn where I had to explain to him that I really did not like stickers. And he was so sweet and accepting and like kind towards me, didn't make fun of me. He was like, totally got it. And he's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
very
got
sweet.
you, mama. Like he was like so sweet. And he'll like pick him up off the floor if he sees them. He's like, don't look, mom. There's a
He's so
sticker.
sweet.
I'll go get it for you. Like he's
Yeah,
such
why
an
do
angel.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see someone that young saying, I got you, mama. I do remember during her earlier stage of her comeback, she was giving so much credit to him, like telling her to be brave and all that. And like, I'm sure he maybe said something like that, but the terms she uses, it's like, he's not a motivational speaker. He's however old he is, I don't remember, but not a motivational speaker. So I can't really see him saying, I got you, mom. He's probably like, sure.
Baby's the opposite. The babies get a pack of
Oh, and they
stickers.
try to put them on me.
They want to put them on you. They want to put them on
it
your
is-
shirt.
I tell them no. I do say no to that. I go, no,
Oh.
put it on mommy.
I just let it happen.
Macy goes, why? And I
Yeah,
go,
she
because
said,
they don't
"Why
go on
not?"
mommy. They don't go on mommy. You can put them on. And I usually find like a piece of trash that's about to be thrown away, like a piece of cardboard.
Oh, my
Like,
word.
But that's where it goes. That's where the sticker goes. You can put it on that.
Yeah.
Then put it right in the freaking trash. I made Wesley the other day.
Just don't
he
let
had a
your
couple
kids see you put it in the trash. That would be traumatizing.
these stickers on his shirt, but they were like, oh, I could gag. They were like flaking.
They really make you nauseous.
Like, like curling up. Like this stick had, I could actually throw up.
I
They'd
wonder if
lost
this
some of
is
the
a common
stick on
thing. I
them.
wonder if other people
It
have
is
this.
not a common thing.
You
It
looked
is
it
a
up?
weird, bizarre me thing, and I hate it that I'm like this. But Wesley had
I think she needs to go to therapy, and the first thing she says to her therapist is, we have a lot of talking to do. Well, she needs to go to real therapy. And the first thing she says to her therapist is, we have a lot of things we need to discuss, but first up, we need to figure out what kind of trauma I have with stickers. Because clearly I've got some kind of severe trauma with stickers.
two little tiny stickers on his shirt, and they were like flaking. Oh my God, flaking up. And he said, Mommy, hold. He says, hold you.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to hold him. And I was like, I can't right now, Wesley. And he was like, please, Mommy. And I said, I will hold you, but you have to take off your
Couldn't
stickers.
Hold our child
I couldn't.
with the stickers on.
I could not. And he did. He didn't cry or anything. He's like, okay, and just took his stickers off. But like, I literally was like,
Wow.
I can't hold you if you've got those stickers on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like here, okay, so I don't want to get inside her head, but like for myself, I have something called emetophobia. Don't know where it came from exactly. I have some ideas, but emetophobia is the horror. Speaking of throwing up, it's like horror at throwing up. If someone near me is throwing up, I get a fight or flight response. My heart starts racing. I get sweaty. My breath starts getting faster, and I just want to run. It's my body preparing to run. Why? I don't know. If I had a child, and I have been around, there was one time my mom and I were babysitting kids with the stomach bug because their parents were taking someone else with the stomach bug to the hospital, I think, or something. So we were around kids with the stomach bug. Horrible. But I know that if my kid were really sick and they needed me, even in those moments, it'd be hard for sure. I'd have to take a lot of deep breaths, might cry a little bit, but I would be there for them. I would not let my phobia control me in those moments. I might be rocking back and forth after I put them down to bed, but in the moment, I would just, by God's grace, supersede my own phobia and be like, my kid needs me. Yeah, anyway.
You have to set boundaries with children.
Yeah.
You're the parent. What about that? There was a singer who had an album cover where her face was covered with stickers,
Olivia
right?
Rodrigo, who I love. I'm gonna go see her in concert. I love her.
Are you?
Yes.
Cool. You're a big
You're a fully grown woman seeing Olivia. I'm sure there's plenty. I'm so sorry. If there are moms out there who love Olivia Rodrigo, great. I don't know much about her, but she seems very much so for a younger audience. Like, come on, Colleen. I do think it's true. I think she really just wants to try to be trendy because she's bleeding viewership.
concert person lately. You just love
I've been to 2.
Pop.
This will be my second.
female pop.
So I've been to 1.
What was the other one?
Taylor Swift. The Olivia Rodrigo will be my 2.
That's two. I mean,
That's 2. Does that
Yeah.
make me a concert person?
you're like a concert person all of a sudden.
All right.
I haven't known you to go to many
Yeah,
concerts yet.
her album color.
A trendy concert person.
Because of all the stickers all over her face.
Yeah, it's really gross. That's real gross to me. I don't like that at all. But I know I'm alone in this one. This is not a common thing. So
Okay.
You're alone in a lot of things. Just saying.
I would love to say my relax, which is in fact your sleepwalking thing. Can we talk about that?
Yes, we can.
Are you not wanting to? We don't have to.
No, I think I was embarrassed the next morning, but then because I hadn't communicated with you about it, I hadn't checked in with you about it. But now since we've talked about it, I can't stop laughing about it. I think it's so funny, a
It's
little bit
crazy.
scary, but like a little, but pretty funny.
Can I tell the
What
story?
is going? This is so the epitome of their conversation. It's just like, where are we? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Was it funny? Was it scary? Was it what? Okay, please help. Please send help.
Story?
From your eyes, yeah. We want to give your perspective
Yeah,
first.
I'd love to give my perspective.
Okay, sure. Let's get into it.
So Erik, this is my relax is Erik being stressed about sleepwalking. Like you need to, because it was so funny to me. It was so bananas what happened, and I could tell this morning that you were like feeling a little bit like embarrassed a little bit about it. And
Wow,
I was like,
I was
don't
like
be embarrassed.
sweating to talk about it. Let me preface the story before you
Please
start
explain.
talking. Is that like there's a new sleep prescription medication that I had tried and had been warned that this could happen. And since we have kids, like I don't. This is not something that I have tried really often. And I had communicated with you.
Can you hear the way that he's saying this? He is sounding absolutely terrified. If you're that scared, maybe you shouldn't make a video about this topic.
Like, hey, not likely, but just in case, my doctor was like, he might sleepwalk. There has been known, what do they call that? Side effect, like a side effect of people kind of doing silly sleepwalk things. Nothing dangerous, nothing crazy, but they just, they'll get up and do kind of normal everyday things, but not really be awake.
Right.
And so I told you about that.
That's crazy. When I was young, I haven't slept, whatever, in a long time. But the ability for people to actually get up and do real life things while asleep blows my mind. I never did that. I wandered down the hall and said nonsensical things. My parents were like, you should go back to bed. And I was like, okay. That was basically it.
Go.
Yeah, it was probably a month ago.
And it hadn't happened.
Yeah, you came
Anyways.
you come up to me and you're just like, hey, just letting you know, my doctor said I might sleepwalk. And I was like, okay. It's part of this medication, but probably not. And I was like, okay. It never happened, right? just like you said. I don't know why I felt the need to reiterate exactly what you just said, but
Sorry.
apologies.
Yeah.
So last night, we're in bed, we go to sleep, and Eric goes to sleep. I have really bad insomnia, so I guess I need some of this sleepwalking medication.
I wonder why you have insomnia. Because whatever therapist you're going to is not getting to the root of so many things. I am certain of it.
That's what medicine's for.
But my sleep has been horrific the last week. I can't fall asleep before like 5 a.m. lately, and I'm just like anxious and stay awake, like racing thoughts. So
Wonder
I
why.
fall asleep maybe like 2 a.m. or something like that. And I'm wide awake, and at 3:30 in the morning,
It was 3:30.
you sat up in bed and you get up out of bed, and I'm like, oh, he's going to the bathroom, whatever. And he
It's going to be the title.
stands up, walks over to the wall, like on the other side of the room,
By like the door to our room.
by the door, like to leave like as though he's gonna leave the room, and he just stops. And I was like, what's he doing? Maybe he's like sleepy, so he's like catching his balance or something. I don't know. He puts his hand up against the wall and he starts to like pull his underwear down to go pee.
I'm not one of those people that like pull their underwear down to go pee.
No, it's not like he's like pulling down his ankles. I was just
I'm not
like
a 2-year-old you see at Dodger Stadium who's like peeing with their pants
I don't wanna know
nothing
this.
happened. I didn't see it. Nothing came out. Nothing was. It was
Ew.
just like it was clear you were prepping
to
urinate.
to urinate, yes.
And he was
Against the wall.
His hand was
by
against
our
the
bedroom
wall
door.
by our bedroom door. Mind you, right over my open suitcase from Paris. So like
Still not unpacked.
half unpacked.
Not that it deserved what was coming to it.
Right.
That's a little dig from him. We can tell now he's a little bit annoyed that she has not yet unpacked her bag. So maybe this would have helped her move that along a little.
And on top of that suitcase was coming some urination, and I was like, "What's in my head?" I'm thinking he's in the pee position, and he's looking
Funniest
like he's about to pee.
story
What's going on? And at this point, it hadn't registered in my mind like, oh, he told me he would sleepwalk. You know, a
That'd
month
be
ago.
very
I was just thinking,
confusing.
What's happening?
Right.
And then I said, oh, the other thing that was right there was a bag of like clothes for the kids when they had slept over at grandma's house, you know. So there was like a bag of the kids' clothes and toys and stuff right there too. So you're about to pee on my open suitcase from Paris and the kids' clothes.
Not conscious.
And,
not conscious.
This is literally the weirdest story I've ever heard. Just putting that out there.
Consciously.
I didn't know this at the time, and I go, so I sit up and I go, what are you doing? Because it was very apparent you were about to pee
Valid.
on everything.
Yeah.
And he turns around and looks at me and goes, what? I was like, what are you doing? And he goes,
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah.
what do you mean? I go, are you gonna pee? What are you doing? And he looks at me so offended, and then kind of like scrambles and grabs the bag of the kids' dirty clothes, picks it up, he goes, I'm taking this downstairs.
Oh my
I was
word.
like, you're taking that back
That is
downstairs? What?
so
He's like,
funny.
yeah, I'm going downstairs to pee, and I'm taking this on my way.
That's
was like-
great.
Why are you going downstairs to pee?
It's like half of his brain clicked like, oh no, we are about to malfunction here. So it had to like come up with a quick lie in the midst of being asleep. That's hilarious. The brain is interesting.
Why are you taking that downstairs? And you were like, what? Why? What's wrong? What? You were so upset with me for asking all these questions. And then it starts to register. I was like, oh, he told me maybe this is a sleepwalking thing? So I go, so then I'm just like, I drop it. I'm not gonna like shame you for this thing. At first I was like, what the F are you doing? And then I got to the point where I was like, oh wait, I don't know that he knows what he's doing. So then I was like,
No, not
why
at
don't
all.
you just go pee in the bathroom right over here?
You said, are you sleepwalking?
Not yet.
Okay,
I said,
okay.
why don't you just go pee in the bathroom right here?
I don't remember any.
You know, Eric, there is a room that is designed for these purposes, such that utilizing one's suitcase is not a necessary measure to take.
Does sound.
And you said, what? I don't know. What? Like, you were just like stuttering. And that's when I was like, are you sleepwalking? Like, are you awake? Like, are you sleepwalking? And you said, no.
But
It's
internally,
like a kid with his hand in the cookie jar. Are you eating the cookies? No. Yeah, that's Erik when he sleepwalks.
when you said, "Are you sleepwalking?" It like brought me out of the dream, the sleepwalking, and I was
Interesting.
immediately so disoriented and embarrassed
Oh, I
and
feel
like
so
and
bad.
confused that I was just like, yeah, it was
Aw.
very confusing
But then,
and embarrassed, and I felt so.
but then I at this point I'm like, oh, he's definitely sleepwalking because why would he just like want to pee on the wall / my suitcase / the kids' clothes and say that he needed to take this bag downstairs and say he had to go downstairs to pee and there's a bathroom literally in our room. Like, so I go, are you sleepwalking? He said no. And I go, well, why don't you just go pee in here in the bathroom?
But I knew I was just like, there's something about it that I was like immediately defensive. Like in that.
Yeah. And I said, so then you start walking to the bathroom, you put down the bag, but you act like I ruined your plans.
Yeah, I was gonna go
like,
pee
yeah,
downstairs
he-
and I needed to bring this random bag of clothes for no reason downstairs at 3:30 in the morning to no one and
he
nothing.
puts the bag down in the hall.
Sleepwalking logic.
Like visibly frustrated with me. Puts the bag down in the hall of the kids' clothes, which does not go in the hall. It was where it was supposed to be. And he goes, all right. Like, I ruined your plans.
I guess I'll be in the nearest bathroom and not the one all the way downstairs or the wall.
I go,
He's turning red. I think he's really embarrassed, and I feel bad. Like that, it probably was kind of emasculating to realize, like, oh, it's almost like an adult version of wetting the bed in a way. I feel like maybe that's where his embarrassment is coming from, and I wonder, assuming that their dynamic really is as unhealthy as it is, it probably would be pretty terrifying to do something really embarrassing in front of someone that is not a support base for you, someone that does try to tear you down at all times. So, yeah, I feel bad for him.
at this point, I'm trying to be really sweet because I was like, oh no. And I go, are you okay? You go, are you okay?
Oh dear. Oh
I
dear.
was like, yeah. And then you went to the bathroom, you peed. And in my head, I was like, oh, the poor guy. Like, I guess he was sleepwalking or something. That was so bizarre. But I didn't care or think much of it, even when you like snapped at me because I was like, I don't think he's awake. I think, and in my head,
I don't remember the snapping part.
when you were peeing, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell him he did this tomorrow because he will not remember it. Because I've never experienced sleepwalking, but I have had conversations with you in the middle of the night that you don't remember.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was something.
I haven't had full-on conversations with my husband, but there have been little times where I think we've said one or two words. If like he falls asleep before me and I'm still awake, and sometimes he will just be lying there and all of a sudden be like, it's the cutest thing.
Something like that. And so then you
No,
come back.
it was a lot. So
Yeah, you came back
There's
in
a
the room
recollection.
and you get in bed and you don't say anything to me, but you kind of huff and puff and like rip the covers over you to cover you up. Like you're so mad at me. I didn't let you take that brown paper bag downstairs with clothes. And
He just
sits
wanted a
quiet for a
purpose to
minute
not be
and-
so embarrassed.
and I wanted you to know like
I'm sweating
everything was
during this
okay.
time,
And so
yeah.
I just go, Lovey? And you go, yeah. And I said, I love you. And you go, do you?
Oh.
and then
And then
out.
out. That's snoring.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably just a lot of truth in that moment. Do you love me? Can't really blame him for asking her that. But I mean, if this all played out the way that she's really relaying it, she was really trying to be gentle with him, which I commend her for. But
And I was just like,
That must have been so
was so
confusing.
funny. No, it was.
Or funny,
It wasn't.
I don't know.
It was confusing
I'm
at
glad,
first.
I'm glad that was funny. I was like, when I woke up before you this morning, and as I opened my eyes this morning, I was like, oh my God.
So you remember, but you
And
don't
I was-
remember talking to me?
No, like I just remember like the instance of like of being brought out of it and then immediately feeling like shameful or like embarrassed because of what the circumstance was and like being like how can I play this off? I need to bring this bag downstairs. You know
Was
what I
that
mean?
conscious, or was just
That
like,
kind of
or do you remember it like you remember a dream?
Like I remember a dream. Like the whole thing seems like a dream, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. That's what
and then
it
I
seemed like.
And then I was out again, and then I woke up this morning like totally fine, but like it's just like shame. Just
poor
like,
guy.
shame.
I feel so
And
bad.
I
I
was just
didn't care
like,
at all.
can't wait to. So then, as soon as you woke up, I came to find you. And I was like, hey. And he looked at me like this. I was like, oh no, she's so mad about it. It's just that you had hurt your
I
neck.
hurt
in
my
your
neck,
sleep.
so I couldn't turn.
Oh.
And then we started laughing about it.
Bad timing. I'm glad they
Yeah,
laughed.
I was so excited
The
to talk
hardest
to you
I've
about
laughed in a long time when we
Well, because it was so,
when you first told me.
I was so grateful that I have insomnia because otherwise I would have woken up to a piss-filled suitcase.
No, we don't know what would have happened.
You would have
It's a
peed.
hypothetical, allegedly.
Your hand was braced on the wall like
You don't
you
know.
were ready.
I mean-
He's really trying to hold on to any sense of dignity in this. I mean, my guess is he probably would have used the bathroom because there was nothing in his brain telling him he shouldn't. But that would be clearly he's so embarrassed about this, he would have been mortified. We probably never would have heard anything about it if that actually happened.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. I mean,
Things were starting to come
hypothetically,
out there was pee coming soon. I had stopped it just in time.
Okay,
the
just
way you
let
looked
it
over
go.
at your shoulder at me, like,
It's like,
how dare you watch my pee time?
how
Like,
interrupt? Like,
I can't believe you're interrupting.
Excuse
You're
me,
so
privacy.
rude.
I'm really curious if she pushed for them to tell this story, if it was a mutual thing, because he's so embarrassed. If I had a podcast with my husband and something happened and I could tell he was really embarrassed about something that he went through, I wouldn't, unless there was a really good reason to talk about that, I wouldn't want to put him through the embarrassment of sharing this story for absolutely everyone to hear.
It was so funny, but yeah, now I'm like, oh no, what if I'm like, now I feel like I need to stay awake all the time to stop these things from happening.
No,
So now I'm going to guilt you and make you feel concerned about taking the sleep medication, which apparently you need because apparently he doesn't sleep either. Wonder why. Colleen, 7.
I think I just, need to
Need to not pee on the
That's,
walls.
yeah, I don't know. I think I need to have a talk with my doctor. But
It was
anyways.
fine. Nothing happened, and it was very funny to me. There was no part of me that was like when you're
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
do you?
The incidents described, like, that kind of was like, it's like all seemed like really innocuous. Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's like sleepwalked and like ran into the highway. You know what I mean? Like, but they were like, oh, people have gotten up and like made a sandwich, and then didn't realize they made a sandwich, kind of a thing. Like,
I'm also used to
That'd
like
be
the few
convenient.
conversations that we have had while you've been sleeping in our.
Can you imagine if someone sleepwalked, made themselves breakfast for the next morning, went back to bed, woke up, and had breakfast made for themselves by themselves, and they don't remember it? I would love that. Love that.
Relationship. You've been like kind of like didn't one time, I don't remember, like I feel like something once happened that was funny in the middle of the night that you said to me, and I don't remember now, but we've had conversations that you don't remember the next day where you're asleep, and so luckily I'd experienced sleepy Erik, who's not nice to me, not that's not the right terms, but like just it's not you. So like so when last night you went, I was like, are you okay? And you're like, are you okay? And then you go to bed and I said, I love you. I'm trying to be all sweet. And you're all, do you? And snoring. No, part of me was even slightly upset or offended because I was
yeah.
like, oh, it's sleepy Erik. Like
Yeah, he's a
this is
monster.
not.
For not being offended at all, bringing up like maybe 5 times that same incident makes me think you were a little offended.
The real him.
yeah, I know. Yeah, what was it? There was something.
I don't remember what it was now, but there was something you said to me once that was so awful. And the next day I told you and you were like, what? No, I didn't.
So awful.
Yeah, but not like awful. It was just like funny awful. I don't remember now. But yeah,
She just
I'm
keeps
excited
putting him
to see
down.
if that happens again.
Well, I'll prep you if I'm.
If you
that's-
take your medicine?
Yeah, if that's. It's not like.
Now it's like a threat. Now she's turning it into a threat. Just let your husband know, hey, I'm here for you no matter what happens. Now we both know the unexpected might happen, but you need your meds, so I support you in your meds and your wanderings.
thing. It's like a when you need it kind of a thing. So
Well, it's very
if I
funny.
need it, I will be like, hey, watch out.
He feels so insecure.
I-
You can tell he's just like cringing even more. I think part of him was hoping that this could have like a nice, positive, calm ending, and I can tell he's just like dying inside even more now. This poor guy.
I just remembered something I wanted to bring up with you that I've been wanting to bring up for weeks and I just kept forgetting.
Thank goodness.
You're not very much on social media.
None.
Really good.
And I'm
Very
on
good.
it occasionally, but not as often as most, I would say. But there is sometimes like things that are happening on the interwebs that I want to talk with you about, but then you have no idea what they are. And so
Okay.
something went viral, I think like probably a month ago at this point, and I've been meaning to talk to you about it.
Sure.
It's about bears,
Bears.
The animal.
the animal. So there's this big debate that happened online,
Okay.
and I just want to know your thoughts
I have
on
no
it.
idea what this is.
So someone,
about
I guess, what?
A debate about bears?
Kind of.
Okay.
So someone, I guess, asked, I actually don't know how it started. I should have done research. I apologize. But like,
We don't
someone
do that.
asked some girls, would you rather be, I think that's how it started. Would you rather be in the woods alone with a man or a bear? And the answer was a bear.
The answer was a bear.
And basically, every woman I saw that answered that question
Excuse me.
said a bear. And when I heard it, I didn't even think about it. I was like, a bear. And so I'm curious, and men got upset about this.
Okay.
And so this was a big hot topic on. You haven't heard about this for
Not
real?
at all. No idea.
What? Because it was all. I wonder if how like.
Now she finally gets to pull the whole like, oh, you didn't know what? You didn't know? Like he did with Inception earlier.
Tell me, listener/viewers out there, like, have you heard of this debate? It's like a big thing. Like, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a
Yes,
bear?
I have heard.
If you ask a woman, a lot of times she says the bear.
Speechless.
Can I lay out like a circumstance?
Sure.
So like, I decided to go like solo camping. I'm like gonna go camping by myself, and I like go to a campground or like the woods, let's say, and I set up a tent and I cook dinner, and then I'm like getting ready to like, okay, now I'm gonna go to sleep for the night, and I'm in my tent alone, like my solo tent, and then I hear rustling outside, and I unzip I'm like, what is that sound? And I unzip the front of the tent. Would I rather see just a random man standing there or a bear?
You're a man, so you're going to say a man.
Neither, but I feel like seeing a random man standing outside your tent in the middle of the night, regardless of your gender, would be deeply concerning because random men don't belong in the middle of the woods wandering at night. Random bears do. So, yes.
Right?
I think.
For sure.
I mean, I think
Now here's.
either way, it's not good.
I
Yeah,
know, but
right.
it's very
disturbing,
different for men and for women.
and
Because think of it this way.
I'm getting out of there.
Think of the exact same scenario you just described, but Maisie is.
Oh, stop it. No, I can't. No.
You know, an adult, college, high school, whatever. She's older
Colleen
than
just
two.
keeps going with it.
And same exact thing you just described. Camping alone, just doing her thing. What would you want her to see when she
For
ends
my
it?
daughter, that's
would
not
you-
fair.
I'm just saying. Immediately though, you're like, I think the bear. Like, right?
I'm
Like,
leaning bear. No,
I'm
no,
leaning bear, man. See, because like for guys, it's like, well, what? No, I'd rather
Poor
a man
Eric.
be there than a bear. But
why
like
did
for
this-
girls,
what? Yeah, I get it.
women
I
are
get
like,
it.
and
Eric is like, my brain, just no.
there are some great arguments. So I started reading comments because like, oh, why is it? You know, well, I mean, I know why it is, but like, and it's not all men. You're an incredible man, but like, you know, if
Say that to him every single day. Just do it. Nothing else. You're an incredible man. And mean it. You'd be amazed at how far that would go.
if you've come across some men who've treated you pretty terribly, then you're just gonna be cautious. And so,
Yeah, I mean, even me as
well, it's,
man,
yes, but
for
it's
just
not
a random guy, like
the same.
Is that the circumstance though? Like what I described? Is that what
It can be. It's there is.
Or is it just like you're like on a day hike and you're like
There's no
and it's
description,
Like
it's
how's
just-
it going? Or if it's a bear, you know what I mean? Because if
There's
it's a
just
day
the
hike,
question.
I'd definitely rather a man. You know what I mean? Be like, you know, you do like a wave, you walk past as opposed to a bear.
I'd way rather a bear.
Because the circumstance I described, like I don't know, it's like and it's dark and it's scary, but like
I would way rather a bear than if I was alone
okay,
in the woods
uh-huh.
and I saw a man, and I was alone in the woods and I saw a man alone, I would be terrified. If I saw a bear, I'd be terrified too. But a bear, at least I'd be like, if I don't move, maybe it won't see me. There's some of the
What's the man
comments.
gonna do?
There's a lot of things a man
Oh my
can
God,
do.
yeah. all right.
If I don't move, the man won't see me either. Just wear camo.
And that's the thing is that
Joking.
a lot of the like one of my favorite comments I saw on it was, well, if I was attacked by a bear, everyone would believe me.
Oh.
Yeah. And you're not going to get blamed if you're attacked by a bear. Also, a bear is either going to leave you alone or it's going to kill you or to hurt you. Men could do a lot more than that.
I think
So-
I don't like this.
Yeah, I know it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it takes a
got
minute for
real.
men to either
I don't even, that rubs me the wrong way, but I also don't want to be insensitive to people trying to tell a true story and not being believed. I mean, I guess in some small ways I can kind of sympathize with that with some of my own experiences, but I don't know. I did not expect the thought process to go that way with the bear attack versus the man attack. That's interesting.
Because you think about when someone asks you a scenario like that, you think about it from your own perspective. And so it was just an interesting, I think that why it went viral is so interesting that so many women were like,
just like,
yeah, the bear.
What can I?
Well, you're doing what you can do.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's, but
Well, that's what makes you so amazing. And that's what, you're already doing what you can do, which is just being a good person
I do like I love hiking, and I go hiking by myself.
Oh, you're saying if you see a woman?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
walk away.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
But you don't hike alone with, like.
I do.
Well, but
I go. There's a canyon with a cool name, and I've gone before, and certainly I've like.
Now he's like mortified for a woman to see him on his own. Nice. Oh my goodness, poor.
Smiling. I just. Smile and nod or nothing.
Which
you know
is
what I mean?
fine.
You can do that, or you can,
just listening to a podcast, ma'am. Like, you know what I mean? I am no threat to you.
No, I think,
I don't think saying to a woman, I am no threat to you, is going to make her believe that you are no threat to her. Just saying.
not, like, I've seen men say, like, oh, if I'm walking on the same side of the street as a woman, or if I'm walking towards we're walking towards each other, or I'm behind her or something, and she's alone, like, sometimes men will cross the street or walk the other direction just to let her know, like, hey, I'm like,
That's thoughtful.
I'm not following you.
That's really
I'm tracking you.
sad. It is so sad that's where society's gotten to, but that's thoughtful. I appreciate anyone that does something like that.
I don't want to.
But what if you're going? What if you like live right? What if you're going?
You can wait, you can wait a minute so that she doesn't feel like she's about to get
That's so terrible.
offed.
I don't like.
Because I think that,
I think it's all within reason and balance. I mean, people, if you decide to go out on your own as a woman, you can't just expect all men to just treat you like you're, a repelling magnet and just like run away. But I think there's a balance. If you can show someone very clearly, I'm not a threat, without saying I'm not a threat. I think that's awesome. But sometimes, obviously, you're going to have close encounters that are not negative. It's just life. The moment you step outside your door.
To the beach one time to go looking for sea glass and rocks without you during the day. And I went to this one part where there's not really many people there, and it's kind of off around a cliff. We love going to this one location. There's a lot of great sea glass. But we have seen tents and things for, some unhoused people perhaps or whatnot. And
I think that's really interesting verbiage. I think homeless is now no longer the term used. I think it's unhoused. I know in the past I heard people say it's someone experiencing homelessness, as if like it's not necessarily always a guarantee to last forever, which is I think a good thing to keep in mind. Not everyone wants to be homeless. Some people prefer that. Some people really don't. So unhoused, it's interesting.
I saw that and I just thought, what if there's a man over here? And I got so terrified at the idea that I was alone on the beach, and what if there was a man that happened to come walk by me at that time? I immediately checked to make sure my locations were on, and that everyone had my locations of my family and friends. And then I text you. Do you remember this?
I do that
you and said,
if I
I'm just letting you know I'm at the beach. This is my location. And you were like, oh, did you want me to come? And I was like, yes. Because I was about to leave. I was about to turn around and leave, but I was like, I need people to know where I am in case someone walks up behind me. That's something I am literally always thinking about. If I'm alone anywhere, I'm thinking about.
That is a very common thing for females, unfortunately. I mean, obviously, I think most every woman kind of does that in some way. When you go to the grocery store, when you're going up to your car. Like just yesterday, I think a car ended up parking next to me when I was in the grocery store, and it had really tinted windows, so I was very cautious, just kind of being aware, glancing, like, are there people sitting in there? Or one time I was getting gas and there's like a big Sprinter van there when I pulled up, and I waited for that person to drive off before I got out of my car to get gas. It's just, I hate it, but it is a way of life. And being a woman nowadays, you can never be too careful, so.
That.
I'm so sorry that's just like your human experience. I mean, that's part of it.
I can't believe you haven't heard this discussion.
I haven't, no.
But there's a lot of men who are like, upset about it. They're like, yeah, right, liar, you'd way rather a bear. You're a stupid idiot liar. And I'm like, you are proving the point that you're furiously angry that women are scared
Just
of
don't
men.
pay attention. I'm sure that is not the majority of men thinking or saying that. So for the 5 dinguses that are, just ignore them. Whatever. They're going to be like that no matter what context they're in.
It's certainly not all men, because look at you.
I'm terrified of bears.
So am I.
Terrified of
So am I.
seeing a bear. Like, especially, I mean, on the East Coast, like there were like black bears and things. Like, and there'd be incidents that you would hear about, like someone caught it, like, you know, going through their garbage or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Really?
But they're like, they're not as intimidating. I know there's. I wish I knew there, because I know I learned it. But there's certain things you're supposed to do for. I think for a grizzly bear, you kind of just stay still or whatever, and with a black bear you like make noise, whatever. But in any case, like if it wants to hurt you, like you're kind of effed when you run into a bear. But yeah, then moving to California, like you know, let's go to Yosemite. Oh, what about like grizzly bear? You know,
Terrifying.
Yeah, so I'm very like, it's never happened. Knock on leather.
Yeah, I don't think the leather's going to help you very much.
But like I don't know what I would do in the face of it. That's a very terrifying thing to me.
I know, me too. Oh, me too. I'm so scared of bears.
And also, like, karmically, I feel like it would be, you know, justifiable if I were to be eaten by a bear.
What?
What do you mean?
What?
I had my great grandfather on one side was a famous sportsman, and I mean famous. I have a vintage Sports Illustrated magazine from the '60s that featured an article with my great grandfather in it where he was it was like it was Sports Illustrated was following him on a hunting expedition for grizzly bears.
Oh,
I know. I mean, different time. I don't know.
Dude, that does not mean that karma does not exist first and foremost, but that does not mean that, of all people, you should be eaten by a grizzly. No one should be eaten by a grizzly. You should not be eaten by a grizzly. The end.
Never met him. Don't know much about it. Like, I have this magazine, but I just think, so for me, cerebrally, there is like
I get it, guys.
like there's like a young bear who's like out for vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like an orphaned bear is out for vengeance against my bloodline. You know.
My. Watch out.
So
No.
this was in Alaska, I think, is where this happened.
Eric, I think you're
Bears
fine.
are terrifying. Very
Sure.
scary. They're huge.
Sure.
You know what else is really huge and I had no idea?
What's that?
Moose.
Very
She didn't
large.
know that.
Moose.
No.
Moose.
You could get killed by a moose. Like, if you see a moose, you give them space. Come on.
Sigh.
You just say moose.
They're huge.
I know. I've seen
Yeah,
a
their
video
babies are
Like
monsters.
dinosaur
on
huge.
the internet where they're like look like some out of Lord of the Rings or something running down the highway,
Massive.
and also can hurt people. Like, stay away. Apparently,
And also,
never seen one of those in the wild either.
I have not either. I've never. Have you seen a bear in the wild? Like on a distance or something? You're out in nature more than I am.
No, but I mean, on the East Coast, like we'd go up to we drive through Maine, and there'd be like moose crossing signs and stuff like that. And I'd be like, ugh. And I'd be like looking, and I never saw one.
I have seen bears in the wild. I don't remember if it was more than once, but there was one time, I think it was in Tennessee. And of course, everyone being the tourists that they were, there was, I think, a mama bear with her baby, and they were black bears. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, look at the bears and the babies. We're all idiots. We all survived, but we were idiots.
I recently became, because we all know how obsessed I am with aquatic life, I guess.
Whales.
I love whales so much, but I was looking up a lot of videos of whales the other day because that's what I do. And I also happened to look up a bunch of shark stuff because there's been a lot of shark sightings on the California coast, throughout history, but certainly in the last few years. And so I was just looking at videos and stuff of sharks. And I saw this one video of a shark. This woman was swimming by it because people do this. And it was
What kind of shark?
I don't remember. It has a name. It's like known. Like people know who this shark is. It's like Big Sally or something. I don't remember her name, but like Big Blue, I think is maybe something like that.
I say what kind of shark and you say Big Sally? Come on.
No, what kind of shark? No, I'm saying
Tiger
the name.
shark.
No, it's
Great
not a tiger
white,
shark.
Like a whale shark.
I'm gonna look it up because
Big Sally?
No, I think it's Big Blue. I think
That's hilarious.
Deep Blue.
Grow
deep,
up.
It's a great white.
Okay.
Which by the way we have
Deep blue?
We have tons of great white sharks.
I love that he just a little grow up in there, and I don't think she even caught it.
In our waters.
You know,
Like
I've seen one.
birthing grounds.
That is something. I just told you I haven't seen a bear or a moose. I have seen, I believe, a great white shark when I was kayaking following me. That's something
How long
that's
was
happened.
this?
That'd be
Like
terrifying.
7 or 8 years ago,
It's terrifying.
Catalina Island, going to a campground that you could only get to by kayak. So you had to kayak to the campground. Catalina Island is like this little island off of like down like by LA. And a big triangular fin came up out of the water
God.
in between me and the shore, and
What'd you do?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think dolphin fins look like shark fins, so we could just say it was a friendly dolphin. But always better to be wary rather than be like, oh, cute little dolphin.
paddled harder than I've ever
not what you're
paddled.
supposed to do,
in,
love.
I don't care.
Not what you're
I
supposed
was
to
like,
do.
I can.
Okay, Colleen, the next time you have a shark chasing you, let us know how it goes.
Wait it out. I can be like cool about this, or I can make moves to get into shore as fast as I can.
That's terrifying.
It was really scary.
Yeah.
And that's only happened to me once where I've been like, oh yeah, there was definitely a shark.
Also-
a big shark.
Me, by the way, going, that's not what you're supposed to do. As if I would not
What would you-
flail
yeah, what-
like a freaking psycho.
I mean, I'm in a kayak, so you feel. I mean, I didn't feel safe because
Well, she's honest.
Really
Yeah, you're really close, and they can
you're,
just bite it.
Sitting
and
in the water. Yeah, I mean, but it was massive, and it certainly was triangular. It certainly was like kind of stalking where I was, and I just. It's weird. You had to like kind of go around the shore, right, to get to where the campsites were. But there were like inlets where there was like little harbors, so you had to kind of go across stretches where you knew like, oh, I'm like out in it. You know what I mean? Like, and there had been warnings of like sharks. There's a lot of great whites that are that like hang out around there. So it was like in one of those passes where you're like, I have no choice but to go out into like kind of deep water, and that's where it happened, and kind of in between me and the shore. And
I thought they like shallow waters, but I don't know.
which ones? What do you mean?
Great whites. I thought they like come up more the shallower waters, but I don't know anything.
You seem like an expert. I don't know.
I was literally just thinking that. She's acting like, nah, I don't think you're correct on, no, you did that wrong. Like, girlfriend, just let him tell his story. Unless you're like a shark expert, just let him tell his story. Whatever.
But okay, so I saw this shark named Deep Blue, great white, and this woman was swimming by it.
Did you
Like
see
the movie
that
with-
look that she gave him? Deep Blue. The one you're making fun of me for just saying his name, not the type. He's a great white, by the way. Okay.
The LL Cool
I'm
J?
fine.
Love, it's 20 feet long.
Come on.
Dang.
And I was like, well, sometimes I hear things like, oh, that shark's 10 feet long. You know, I'll hear that. I'm like, number 10 is not a very big number. So I was like, I don't think of it as that big. You don't think about how big that actually is.
How?
20 feet long, the shark.
She thinks
and
like
then it
a
said,
kid.
and 8 feet tall. And I was thinking,
What, from like
wait a minute.
from dorsal fin to like
From tummy to the top of
The
like
dorsal
his back.
fin,
Like
yeah.
8
thick?
feet.
Is it a thick
Oh, oh, now I get it. Like, width, height. Wow. Okay, I would cry.
This shark is huge.
I'm trying to picture a 20 foot by 8. I mean,
I will show
It just
you.
looks like a
I will show you.
tub. I would maybe is
Love,
it?
I was like,
And
what?
somebody's just swimming with it.
Someone was swim. Yes, and I guess it's like people
Have we
know
learned
this
nothing?
shark.
Have
I
we
don't
learned
know.
Nothing.
Nope.
I know, right? Well, I think people are swim with sharks often.
People,
I think
people
it's
are like
a
shark
vibe.
advocates.
And
and they,
people
like,
really like swimming
they're
with
like-
sharks because I guess like sharks are like can be nice or something. I don't really
I'm
know.
sure they can. I will never find that out.
Yeah, there's like I guess there's not that many sharks. I'm gonna look it up because I want to show you this. What did I say it was called? Deep Blue.
You did say that.
She doesn't even remember, and Eric's like, yes.
Okay, I found the video of this huge
Wow,
shark.
what
Come
a
look.
name.
You gotta come look. You gotta come look.
Looky, looky,
One of the
looky.
most extraordinary close
wow.
Wow.
we've ever
Just wait,
seen in
just
the
wait till
deep,
the
newly
person's with
released
it.
video of what's believed to be the
Oh,
biggest
okay, so the
wave.
person was swimming with the shark, but like in a cage. That makes so much more sense. I mean, still stupid, I think, but makes a little more sense, at least.
White shark ever caught on camera, and it's as terrifying as it is awe-inspiring.
Oh?
It's a rare sight.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Look at how big that is next to that person.
I feel like he
That
knows he's
person
big.
is just snorkeling.
Isn't that crazy?
That person doesn't even have a scuba suit on.
No, that person's just like, yeah, like swimming
like
with sharks.
snorkeling.
That's the biggest thing I've ever
Wow.
seen in my life.
Okay. Nope.
I mean, not the biggest, but it's like, that's a huge shark.
That shark must be extremely well fed for that person to be swimming next to it. Oh my word. Or do they lose their teeth? Maybe it's lost all of his teeth. I don't know. Anyway.
It's so big.
Nope,
I didn't know sharks could get that big.
Also, like,
Nope.
he's
No
just
high
bothered
fiving.
by that human. Like,
I think sharks typically don't care that much about humans. They have to be really hungry, is what I think I've read.
I have heard that when they bite people, it's not because they actually want to eat a person, it's because they're testing to see what kind of creature they are. But unfortunately, when you're a massive shark, a little test nibble means we lose our limbs. So, sucks for us, but I understand. Sharks are just, we're in their environment, so I get it. Doesn't mean that I'm okay with it. Terrifying.
Or
don't
think,
know.
or they, not even just hungry. It's more so they have to think that human is a seal or something. Like they think it's
that
something
person,
else.
like is in. They didn't have like a scuba gear on, but they had like a snorkeling stuff on. But they were wearing an outfit that was like essentially like seal cosplay. So it's a bit weird.
Seal
You know what I mean? Like,
cosplay. They're just asking for it.
you have like the fins on your feet, and you're kind of swimming like that. Like it's like you look like a lunch.
And then I saw this thing that was like, oh, this is the first ever video of a great white shark baby right after it was born. We've never seen this before. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No one
The
has
ocean,
ever
man.
seen the birth of a great, like, how is that? And then I was like,
I don't always believe that. I used to watch nature shows when I lived with my parents, and I feel like it would always be for the first time on camera, for a rare look, first time this. And I'm like, okay, eventually the first times are no longer first times. Like, surely this is maybe the second or third time.
wait a minute. I find shark eggs on the beach all the time of like these little tiny, those are cute, they're called like mermaid purses or whatever. They're cute little black sacks. So like
Is
that's,
that what they call them? That's funny.
so are not all sharks born through shark eggs? Because this one was like, there was a birth of this baby shark.
Like it was like a calf.
And it was like a calf, and when it came out, it was like a big shark, but it was
Ah.
like
That's how whales
shedding.
are, right?
I think so, yeah. But it was like
Yes.
shedding like parts of like so they think like the lining of the mom's uterus or something. And I was like, wait, so is that kind of is a great white doesn't come from an egg? So how come some sharks come from eggs and some don't? I don't know. These are things I should probably Google.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Colleen's brain. Why do some sharks, are all sharks born out of eggs? If they are not, why are some sharks not born out of eggs? This is what she spends her time thinking about rather than how do I rectify the wrongs that I've caused so very, very, very many people.
I mean, I think there's a variety of species there. You ever seen a baby squirrel?
Yes.
Baby squirrel?
Yeah.
No, but I love
This
squirrels.
is like I feel like I saw a baby squirrel a couple weeks ago, and it's the first time I'd ever seen like a baby
Yeah, I
squirrel.
guess I've never seen one.
Like see like a little one, like a baby.
I guess that's yeah, but I'm sure. But see, I bet you I could look up
They don't
Birth
come
of
from. They don't come
squirrel.
from eggs.
birth of squirrel or baby squirrels, and I'd find videos of them. Whereas, like, how is there's no video, there's no footage, no one has
gotta
ever
be.
seen a baby
There's
shark.
so much in
be
the
born.
ocean that we got
Well, there is.
no idea.
I remember.
I wish I remember the name of it, but if you have never seen the deep sea, under the sea creatures that look like little sheep and little bunnies, Google like deep sea little bunny sheep creature things. They are so stinking cute. I think they're technically poisonous, but they're so adorable.
Younger, someone said I was taught that there was only 1% of our ocean has been discovered.
Explored, yeah.
That's terrifying. But how has no one ever seen like a birth of a baby shark, of a great white shark? So now I'm like, wait, what else do we? What
Well,
other?
what are they doing? They just
how
like,
is that possible?
Like in the maybe in the wild? I don't know. Like what
There's
are they
so
like,
many
following
sharks.
them around? I don't know.
There's so many sharks.
There's
Well,
a lot.
no,
What?
I mean, there's so many sharks. How has no one ever seen a baby shark?
Have you seen one?
Baby
I'm not allowed looking, but I don't work in the ocean. I'm not an ocean person. I'm not like a, what do you call it, a marine biologist. I'm not out there like learning about
Everybody
sharks.
wanted to be.
If that's your real name. Of course, but I'm like, how's I can't
I'm sorry,
believe
I'm not
that.
letting this forever long
what else
episode
is-
actually
I
end.
don't know,
I
that was
met
really
a
shocking to me. I just
legally
assumed
named.
something.
Okay, so
Legal
Colleen, just accept the
name.
fact and maybe let's move on
A
from
woman.
this topic. There are so much that we
Legally
do not
named.
know about the entire
Babe
universe
KoFi.
and this earth.
Legal name.
There's a lot. Can you
There's a
imagine
lot.
having to
Okay,
call someone
okay.
babe?
Or has seen it and knows about it, but I don't know.
Fairy, yeah.
We
Like
don't know anything.
All right, you know what? That's
I don't
enough
know.
Shark
Becky
Kate
talk.
May
I think
fairy?
we're
Let's
gonna
end the
end
episode
no,
here
actually, it's
because
not.
I
I
don't-
just am
Hang
dumb.
out with our
It's fairies and
children's-
rainbows, so I don't
But,
think that's actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you meant like the boat that carries like people in cars.
Oh no, like fairy, like that's the first thing you think of when I say the word fairy.
Yes, I love fairies.
Aw.
Wait, you don't think of like the flying little lady?
I don't think of a fake thing. No, I think of the real thing that I've been on, which is a boat that
This
carries
is
people across things.
fascinating to me.
What?
I need to know.
I love
everyone
how he's just
who's-
like acting like it's dumb that she thinks of fairies. Maybe, Eric, it's because Colleen is a girl and you're a boy. So maybe it makes sense that you're thinking of the more mechanical thing and she's thinking of more of the mystical, cutesy, fluttery thing. Maybe that's logical.
listening. If
This
they
poor person
think of,
like is like, wait, aren't you going to read my
I'm going
my
to,
comment?
but now I desperately need to know if everyone out there thinks of little fairies that like fly, like magical little fairies.
Fairy? No, I think of Ferry.
Or if they think of, and by the way, did you just say I think of the real thing? Because I talked to Flynn yesterday and Flynn said, fairies are real, mama. They are real. And I didn't say anything. It came out of nowhere.
Some
We were
people do
talking about
believe in
fairies.
them.
Flynn just,
fairies
he
is
goes,
I feel like the fairies that people believe in, isn't it like Faerie? Something like that? I don't know.
A big
Mommy,
part of,
fairies
like,
are real. And I was
preschool,
like,
apparently.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
but
Anyway.
I don't, if
I
I,
need to
were
know
to bring him on an actual fairy, I feel like he'd like that more than like the fictional
It's not about what you like more.
woods and nymph, Midsummer's
poor
Night's Dream.
commenter.
It's not about what you like
BS.
more. It's the
I'm
fact
talking about
that
like my childhood being on a ferry. Those things are
fairies are so
Great.
fun.
They're
I
great.
love fairies. But if someone were to say like, oh, I wanted to tell you a story about a fairy, I'm gonna think of like the magical, sparkly, cute little fairy.
Why is this the
I'm
hill they're
thinking, like,
dying
how
on?
was the snack bar on that boat?
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Did you
I wanna
hold
know
up your
what
hand with a
people think.
Cheeto and a seagull just take the Cheeto right from your hand?
That's
when
crazy.
you were
That's
on
never
the
happened to
ferry?
me.
It's happened to
Anyway,
me.
fairies and rainbows. And by the way, if someone writes fairies and rainbows, they're talking about a cute little
Boats and
magical
rainbows.
fairy. No. Anyway,
Can you imagine in couples counseling? I feel like the couples counselor would need a bag of popcorn and would just say, y'all sit there, you start chatting, I'll be here with my popcorn, let me know when you need me.
they said, I love how long Data Carrot has lasted. Like how long that name has lasted for you. And I
I'm sure he loves it so much too.
agree. I love how long this lasted too.
Still going, yeah. I hate, but that's
Look at him
something
still
as a parent,
going.
when they say something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you find it so endearing that when they start to say it correctly, how heartbreaking
so
it is.
sad.
Anyways.
Wes
So
just started that
heartbroken.
recently. He used to say the twins say opitus instead of octopus.
Right.
And he says octopus now.
Oh no, it's forever
It's so
Oppitus.
sad.
Oh, darn.
It's opitus. Well, Macy still says opitus.
Just like airplanes are always going to be bus.
The other thing that
Aw.
Wesley says that I hope he never changes is he says pretzels instead of freckles.
Yeah, I love that too.
So
Aw.
going to a freckle on his like arm or something, and people are like, "It's my pretzel."
That's
I
so
love that.
cute.
I love it so much.
I had a friend whose little daughter called pretzel sticks breadsticks, and my friend was like, oh, isn't that so funny? And I thought about it, and I'm like, well, technically your daughter's right. Pretzels are tiny, tiny, very crunchy breadsticks. My mind was a little bit blown.
Never
Okay.
change.
Last week we talked a lot about the Flintstones, the cartoon, and how they're vitamins and how they're on cereal and all this stuff, right?
Yes.
A lot of comments about Flintstones.
Oh, why'd you tell me?
Well, I'm telling you
I
now.
want to get in on this.
Okay, Jamie said, the Flintstones answer for you. They were the first ever cartoon sitcom with a laugh track before streaming. This took place during a point in time where everyone watched the same shows on air for many years around the world on cable or antenna hints to its hints to its long-lasting popularity. That's why it's so firm standing. There weren't many alternatives at the time.
because it was like it.
Right.
was the only
So
thing.
everyone ended up watching the same cartoon. So our parents and grandparents all watched it. It's iconic, and their beloved daughter Pebbles Flintstone was popular as it was their first
Did we not?
baby.
We didn't get there. We didn't figure that. And
That's
why the cereal.
Yeah.
is
Oh my
called Fruity
god!
and Cocoa Pebbles.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Conspiracy.
So thank you. There's a lot of comments about the Flintstones.
Like, how did you not know
Interesting.
Pebbles is their daughter's name, and that's why the cereal?
Yeah, and we also
Now I want
discussed
cereal.
bed sheets last week, and we talked about how there's a fitted sheet, and then there's just a regular sheet, and then you wear, you have the blankets or your duvet or whatever you have. And we were talking about how we hate
5,000
just the
pillows.
regular sheet. We don't use it on our bed, right?
Garbage.
And Danielle said, I heard that you're supposed to use the sheets under the blankets, like between you and the blanket. Then you wash the sheet more regularly instead of washing a heavy blanket all the time. Now, here's the deal.
Oh, it's like a high. It's like
I understand why.
I think I
It's
had
like a
someone
duvet.
comment that on either I read that on her video or I had someone comment that on my video too.
a condom. Like it's like so you're
Maybe it's
not
the same
like
person.
Yeah, well, and I
right up against
understand.
the duvet?
I understand why there's a sheet.
relax.
But I don't want it. It just gets
Did we even get to a relax today? I guess his sleepwalking was it.
bunched and ends up at your feet, or it gets. I understand the purpose of it. We just don't like
Is
it.
that it? It's a hygiene.
Well, they
it's like a free. You don't have to wash the duvet as often because you can just wash the top sheet. Because the
Your
top
like
sheet
body
is-
nastiness gets all over that instead of like the big blanket.
I heard something recently. I heard that if you sleep
I don't know,
naked, you're
my-
essentially pooping the bed.
Huh?
But if you
What do
sleep,
you mean you heard?
I mean, just if you
saw
sleep,
TikTok?
If you sleep, I don't want. I'm not you. I'm not gonna say like, hey, I saw TikTok, but like I saw TikTok, and it was. And if you are sleeping naked and you toot in the bed, you're essentially like pooping. It's like
Why? What do you mean you're pooping the bed? So does that mean that you're
I don't know.
pooping your pants every
I
time
don't know.
you
I'm
fart?
not the DNA expert. I guess.
You're
Mol-
pooping in your bed.
Molecularly, yes. Probably technically at a molecular level, and I will not say any more than that. Technically, yes.
Yeah.
If you fart.
If you sleep naked, it's just like you're tooting all the time. You're essentially just poop. Like your bed's all poop.
So you're just saying that then your underwear and your pants are just poop.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like I don't think that's true.
A little bit of an extreme statement, but
I don't know. Well, our
Saw
beds are all
TikTok.
poop
Yep.
with our children. And I just had to tell you this one thing. The top comment is from Sarah, and it has 101 likes, and it says, Erik, your hair looks great.
ah,
So where's the haircut I've ever had?
No, it looks so good. And there's a bunch of comments on it. They're like, yes, I noticed it too. I came here to comment the same thing. Like,
Oh my.
I must have missed it last
they
episode.
like your hair.
I
did too.
told her
think
that
it's
it's
very
the
good.
worst haircut I ever got.
I love
I go do this, showed her a picture of a younger me with the haircut that I had as you yawn
I'm not.
into your temples somehow. And she just goes, and she just
Cut it all
cut
off. I love it. I
cut
think
it
you
all
look
off.
so
handsome.
Oh, I hate that.
But thanks for listening, everybody. Please.
yeah, that's hard to get people to cut your hair, especially if it's a new hairdresser. It will never look exactly the way you want, and it usually won't look exactly the way you want with the same hairdresser. Hair is just weird. Anyway, okay, thank you so much for surviving that. If you did, and if you did not, I can't blame you at all. Hope you have a good rest of the evening, and I will see you around next time.